In many movies related to fitness and sports, the protagonist is usually shown to wake up early in the morning and go for a run. The moment anyone decides to be committed to fitness, they start by waking up early in the morning. Also, in real life, many professional athletes wake up early in the morning at around 4 a.m. and go for their morning run. Then there are these quotes like, wake up before your competition, work when your competition is sleeping. Is there anything special or beneficial in waking up early and working out, or just waking up early? Does it have any relation to fitness? All humans have a different chronotype. This means that every person will have high alertness, strength, blood pressure, temperature, feeling of drowsiness or sleep at different times of the day. Some people will feel sleepy at night and fresh in the morning, while some may feel the opposite. Simply, this is the reason why some people are morning people, some are night owls, and some are in between of these two. Individual chronotypes decide what time it is the best to work out for every person. The time of the day when a person's performance is at its peak is known as the acro phase. A night owl will feel terrible in the morning, as that is not the ideal time or acro phase to work out for him or her, and vice versa. Apart from individual comfort, does training at a particular time offer any more benefits? There are certain studies where the participants training in the evening experienced better results than their morning counterparts. There are certain studies that showed the opposite results. Also, there are studies that found that humans could adapt to training at different times, and in the longer run, there is no difference. You will find all of the studies in the article available on Brawny Fitness. The link is in the you know where, the description. You can read it later. Do not close this video. Why is there a difference in performance at different times of the day? Why most of the research is leaning towards evening training? The answer is hormones. In the morning time, testosterone levels are very high. That is a good thing for building muscle. But cortisol levels are also very high in the morning. For those of you who are uninitiated, cortisol is a stress hormone. It counteracts the effects of testosterone. Whereas in the afternoon, the testosterone response induced by resistance training is great. The second reason is the core body temperature, which is generally lowest at 4 a.m. and highest at 6 to 7 pm, along with the blood pressure. These two things also contribute in better performance. That is why evening training produces better results in most studies. A missing element here is food. After a long night's sleep, almost every person is dehydrated and a little hungry. That is not a bad thing, but intense exercise does require readily available energy. An athlete's performance in the morning depends on whether the person is in a fed or fasted state. Studies have shown that exercising in a fasted state leads to protein and nitrogen loss and an increase in cortisol levels. Higher cortisol levels and protein loss are not desirable for anyone seeking to maximize muscle mass. Exercise in a fasted state is suboptimal for anyone trying to maximize hypertrophy. Looking at all of these studies, it is clear that morning workout has no special benefit. If you want to work out in the morning and you are in a fasted state, try to eat at least one meal before it. Carbohydrate and protein shakes can come in very handy here. If muscles are not a concern, then fasted cardio is alright. Evening time is a little better to work out according to your hormones. But this does not mean that you should completely quit fitness if morning is the only time available. Your body will adapt. A slightly suboptimal workout is way better than not working out at all. The question still remains, if evening time is slightly better to work out, why do professional athletes work out in the morning? Is it not true that the tiniest drawback can lead to the loss of a championship? Before I answer that, click on that like button to stimulate the algorithm. Okay? When we look at the workouts of athletes like Mike Tyson or the Rocky and Creed movies, what they are doing is outdoor running. You need to realize that these guys are celebrities. If they go out for a run at 6 or 7 am, there will be a huge crowd chasing them. They have to finish their running before everyone else wakes up. Second point, the air is much cleaner in the morning as there are no vehicles around, no obstacles. The streets are vacant for anyone to run. The temperature is cool and comfortable for running. Running in the afternoon heat is not a good idea. Running also releases endorphins, the feel good hormones that provide a good start to the day. It saves time for other activities like training under a coach, sparring for later in the day. In the case of actors, they have to shoot for hours, so morning is the only time they have to work out. In most cases, it is just a psychological benefit of training when the opponent is sleeping. So, if the streets were not vacant, cars were running around like it was prime time, the air was no better, then there is no special benefit to running in the morning. For the average man, any workout time is good as long as the person is not in a fasted state. There is another quite popular myth: fasted cardio burns more fat. But this is not true, and fasted cardio can cause a little protein loss instead of fat loss. Like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon.